If you ever scoured any X subreddit or any X Discord or anybody who further analyzes the legacy of X and the life of X, you may have heard the name Cinthia. Now in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly who Cinthia is to X, what songs are written about her, and what this all means in the grand scheme of things. So for those of you that want to learn something new, tune in. This is going to be something great for y'all. I'm really excited to bring this to y'all. So let's get into it. So what I want to start with right here is that X and Cinthia were dating. They dated in 2015. All throughout 2015, they dated for around 6 to 9 months. Now, one of the earliest recognitions we see of X being with Cinthia is when Kid Trunks, a member of Members Only, who's also a very good friend of X, said that he met X through Cinthia in this clip right here.
Well, I met him when I was like 14 or 15. I had a best friend back then in high school. Her name was Cinthia, and I would just usually be at her crib and shit, just vibing because we was friends. And then she told me one day, she was like, "Yo, I got a man. You can't really like come over that much." And I was like, "All right, bet, but you got to introduce me to him because you feel me? We best friends and shit." So my current manager, X's old manager, Absent Will, he had dropped him off at Cynthia's house that day, and that's where I met him. But at first we didn't like get along because he wasn't a really friendly person. Yeah, you know, you feel me? You know, John.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Now there's a bunch of photos about X and Cinthia that I want to walk through, that I want to show y'all who haven't seen it. So I'm going to be playing some on the screen right now for y'all to see. We have X getting braids and X having braids in 2015. There's a bunch of photos of him, and Cinthia was the one who photographed all these photos and who was there with X through all these photos. In some sense, Cinthia was really there for X in his really young age. They spent a lot of time together, and there's so many photos on the internet just about them. Now, one of the earliest recognitions of a time when they actually faced some devastation in their relationship was in 2015, when Cinthia had a kidney problem and she went to the hospital and X was there with her. And X posted this on Twitter saying, "I remember holding back tears when you were in that hospital bed. Never felt so weak." Now remember that I brought up this kidney failure because this is going to be prominent throughout the rest of this video. You can see X further has his braids in these photos, these black and white photos with Cinthia, and they look really happy in these photos. You can see X is also goofy in this photo right here. And also in June, X got a haircut. You can see that X also has shorter hair here now on June 25th, 2015. You can see he has the Cleopatra tattoo also, and he's really just spending time with Cinthia in this part of his life. That's all it really is. Now there's also a Cinthia freestyle that's also been leaked on the internet. It's just X rapping, and I'll put that in right here for y'all who haven't heard this little freestyle by X that Cinthia recorded.
Got a dog skin bitch like Lupe, got a light skin bitch like Lupe, got ends like my dog nigga hoop. Free band, fucking nigga food chain. Talking shit, pull a T, that a king say. But I'm up for the base, ain't bitch.
Now on October 10, 2015, X posted on Twitter, "I love you, Cinthia Yamila Gan Perez." Now this is Cynthia's full name. He says he loves her and he's really fond about this. When X says he loves someone, he fully means that right there. Now by 2016, Cinthia and X were no longer together. But X still posted on Twitter, "Cinthia, every time the sun falls, you were in my head. There's no getting rid of you," as he posted on February 4th, 2016. Now, for some of y'all, you may be wondering, why did X and Cinthia break up? Well, she has went on Instagram Live in the past, and she's explained why that happened. Now, I'll play the clip for y'all to fully see why that happened.
Why did I break up with Josh? A lot of reasons why. The one that broke the ice was when he fucked my best friend. That's what broke the ice.
He was wildin'.
As you can see, she claims that X cheated on her in their relationship, and that was the reason why she called off the relationship. She also mentioned that her and X did something very interesting in this clip right here, something very sacrificial, something that's really out there, in some sense, a bond.
Would you ever do a blood bond with someone? I already have.
I don't know what the fuck that is, so.
That's when you... The person cut himself. I was too scared.
I don't do that shit.
Now, for up to there, that's all the information we have about Cinthia, but we also have very late in X's life. Before he passed away, Cinthia posted this photo of her as a child on Instagram with the caption, "Always used to like pulling my teeth out, #TBT." Where X commented, "Interesting." Now this is also very interesting that X later in his life went back to message Cinthia. Now we don't know if he ever apologized to Cinthia through anything that went on. And we don't know if anything fully went on in the very end of their life. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying that X would apologize to Cinthia? Well, there's one other detail that I've left out that happened between the relationship of Cinthia and X that I'll bring to your attention right now. Cinthia posted this photo on Instagram saying, I made a post about myself. You guys made it about someone whose name wasn't brought up and was cropped out of the pictures. But at least everyone knows the person and who it was and what he used to be and did. FYI, she's talking about X with the knees. I never mentioned his name due to the fact I forgave him and I never went to the police about it. What is she talking about? I never publicized specific details about it. Why? Because I knew he was trying to change. He did for the most of it. Me and him were still friends when he passed away. So some of you guys just need to realize some of the stuff you guys put on here is just point blank. It makes me laugh. Oops, sorry, that's another thing he taught me. Not to mess with what anyone says, sadly. Now this is the part that I've been hinting towards. So you girls who go through physical abuse and mental abuse, stay healthy and leave. Love yourself first and never stop. So here, Cinthia is saying that X mentally and physically abused her. Now, what can we take from this? Well, we know that he also did a very similar thing to Geneva, so it wouldn't be out of the question for this to be true. But up to here, I'm just going to leave it on the screen for y'all to see fully what was said, and that's really it. And I'll be moving forward with the rest of the video. And I fully don't condone any of the actions that X did if this occurred, but I'll just leave it for y'all to see. I don't want to make this full video about these allegations, but I'd just like to bring these to your attention as this is something that is out there about the information that does exist. Now, what songs did X write about Cinthia? Well, the first song that's been brought up to me was Love Interlude. Love Interlude is a song that released in February 2015. And it's a very mysterious song. There's not much to it. There's 4 lyrics, 4 lines of lyrics that I'll just look at real quick just to see if they actually relate back to Cinthia. The verse starts with, "Retribution falls for my love from the trees." In these lines, relating back to what I just showed, the post that Cinthia posted about the physical and mental abuse, this is referring to that. X is mentioning that retribution falls for my love from the trees, that his love comes from punishment, that when he punishes her, that is his way of showing love in some sense. Now this documents the abuse right here, and it's odd as to why he would put this in his song, but he did put it in his song right here. The next line in the song is, "In this house of glass, I can't break free, you cannot see." Okay. Here he's talking about trapping her in that mental state, or when he's in that mental state, he's not able to think clearly, he's not able to think logically in the way that he should be thinking about how he should be treating that girl or that woman in that period of time. Now the next 2 lines are, "Love, it can be all I want, it can be all I need. I'd much rather be alone, you'd much rather watch me bleed." Here in this standpoint, he's flipping the script on her. He's saying that, A, I want to be alone, you want to hurt me. In some sense, he's really displaying this physical, mental abuse that he's bringing onto here. He's also mentioned this in his other songs that also are around this time frame, such as Alone Part 1, where he says, "I don't want to be alone, please, I don't want to be alone." This feeling of being alone, he'd much rather be alone than be with somebody who doesn't appreciate him, but he doesn't want to be alone either. It's a very weird place to be in where you don't really know where you fit into all of it. But what we do know is these 4 lines, there is some potential for some mental and physical abuse to be displayed within it, as I mentioned previously. Now, some other songs that he wrote about Cinthia were Ring-Ridden Angel. Now, we know that Ring-Ridden Angel, or WRAC, which is Wing-Ridden Angel Cinthia, is a song talking about losing a lover. Now, this song came out on October 23rd, 2015, at the end of their relationship, near that end portion. So this would be really displaying the emotions that he's feeling inside throughout the end portion of their relationship after he cheated on her. The main portion that I want to go into is the chorus, where X says, "Grow your wings, fly away, fly away. You don't want to stay, want to stay, want to stay." Now here he's really saying angels are meant to really show that that's like an afterlife, a thing that's past our physical dimension, something that we can't understand, something where people, when they leave from this life, when they give up on this life and they move on to that next life. You know what I'm trying to say? In that sense where it's fully you flying away from this life, you leaving the stuff that is up to you, you flying to heaven. Because you feel so lost in your own life through the loss of your relationship that you move forward to the next life. Now, this is not a good thing to do at all. This is how he thought at the time. I would really like to say to you guys to think differently about life. Look at everything as a challenge. Look at everything as trying to progress you. Look at everything as trying to push you forward to become your better self, because at the end of the day, that's what it's truly trying to do. But getting back to the lyrics right here, he also mentions later, couldn't picture being a moment in your shoes. When I think back to the kidney failures, broken promise I failed, I won't deny it, I hailed the ground you walk on. Now here, I also showed that tweet about the kidney failure. This is what this is referring to. Right here, he's also talking about this time with the kidney failure and how deeply that affected him. Now, the broken promise, he failed. The broken promise, he cheated on her. He didn't hold the deed. He didn't hold the relationship to the standpoint that he should have been holding it up to be and being loyal that he should have been. Now, I won't deny it, I hailed the ground you walk on. Everything that she did, he downplayed it. And even in that sense, the kidney failure is also talking fully that Cinthia was in the hospital and she was going through this kidney failure, but he didn't attend her for the full duration also. That he went to a party. Instead of being there with his lover, he chose to do something much more exciting, do something much more fulfilling in some sense, and he didn't put his relationship first. He always put his relationship last. And that's where fully he goes, I carry my heart on my face. I'm so depressed. What good is sex? Him saying that he's heartbroken, that he walks with this heartbroken mentality through his life, that through his life, he carries his heart on his face. So what he says, what he looks like in this world is how he truly feels. A true display of your emotions in that time frame. Now, another song that he wrote about Cinthia was Lunacy. I've recently broken down Lunacy on this channel. If you want to see that video, I'll have the photo of the thumbnail, but just click link 1 in the description below. It'll be there. Or we can continue watching this video. So in this video right here, he also mentions Let's Pretend We're Numb is about Cinthia. Now, Let's Pretend We're Numb was written on December 28th, 2015. It was released on then. We know that their relationship ended in October 2015. So this is after the duration of their relationship. Right here, I'll just tell you the lyrics and you can see that this relates exactly to Cinthia. Don't you hate it when you hear my name? I feel the same, and when you hear this, you gon' feel the pain. All these people that you messing with to get away. But girl, I know you think about it almost every day. And I'll be honest, I be jealous of these people too. How you friendly with these people that you talk to. Captivated by your mind and your walk too. Can't replace you with these girls that I talk to. Right here, it's fully detailed how he feels about losing her. It hurts him. It devours him. He wants to be with her. She struggles to go through this life and continue to live and continue to give it his all when the love of his life is out there talking to other guys, messing with other guys, and he's supposed to be okay with this. I know in life, this happens. It happens where you mess up, you lose the love that you think is the love of your life. You lose this person, you feel so distant from everything in your life. But what I'd like to say to you is hold yourself to your own ground. I just want to say that how you feel in that time is going to change when enough time passes. You are going to realize and think differently about the situation. No matter how hard it is, no matter how much time it took, things are going to change. Things always change. It rains, it doesn't rain, the sun's out, it's winter, it's summer. Things have duality in them. Things are going to change in life. That's just how it works. If there is a meme on the internet, that meme isn't going to be there for the rest of eternity. It's going to be there for a short amount of time and be captivated in that short amount of time and be thrown out laterwards. Even on the news, there's news that was there for a few days and then it disappears. In life, things are going to change. Hold yourself to that ground. If you go through a similar situation like this, yes, cry, yes, feel it all, but do not, under any circumstance, let it consume you. Because it can't consume you. Because we won't let it consume us. We hold ourselves to our own degree. We move forward with our own minds. Now, that is the full entirety of the situation between X and Cinthia. The reason why I went on my little monologue, my little yap, is to tell y'all that the way that X lived his life right here shouldn't be the ideal role model for you. Maybe take something that I said, maybe look into different ways to assess your own way of dealing with these relationships. Because there's so many ways you can deal with this relationship. How you can deal with processing this relationship. I know it may seem easy to just look up to your biggest artist, your biggest role model, and take everything they do with fullness and just encapsulate that into yourself. But there are so many different routes to go through, so many different things to learn. And if you're interested into how I talk and what I mentioned on this YouTube channel, I make a lot of videos like this where I talk about X. I break down a lot of stuff about X. I really show stuff you won't see anywhere else on the internet. So I break that down for y'all, but I also want to show y'all some real life tips. I want to actually evolve you guys. And I have a Discord channel also where we talk about this kind of stuff in there if you guys are truly interested. That'll also be in the link below. Feel free to message me on Instagram. If you message me with an interesting thing, I'll definitely get back to you. Be like, hey, Blue, I love your videos. We can chat, we can talk some things up. But yeah, that's the full history between Cinthia and X. So I really hope you learned something. I really hope I brought this to your attention. And I really hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, and the rest of this year. So I love y'all so much. Thank you for giving me this platform. You guys are the bros for real. And the girls and the gals. You guys are the gals too. So make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below for another video that I should make. I make all these videos all the time and I always read the comments. So please leave me a comment below on another type of video that I should make. I love reading your ideas. And for now, click right here to watch another video about a girl and X that I know you will love. So I love y'all. Thank you. Take care.